We are still waiting here for our third game to start between these players. And again, I have to give shout-outs to @IronSquid Gaming and the entire crew of RO Gaming, as they produce just a fantastic tournament, and it's great.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I've never been happier with an online production of a tournament, and I'm really excited going forward for what's going to happen, of course, in Paris. We're going to find out in just a few minutes, just a few moments. We have 3 games potentially left. DRG is up 2-0. Can Stephano bring him back into this series? Can he tie things up? We're going to jump into the game right now. You mentioned it already. It's Abyssal City.
Yeah, as we do have spawning over to our right-hand side here as our purple Zerg once again. He goes by the name of DRG.
Yep, and his opponent, using that barcode ID in the pink, is Stephano for the Team Evil Geniuses. This is really tense for him now. French fans everywhere, foreign fans, Stephano fans, really cheering for him right now because this is his final hope. He needs to win 3 games in a row, one more strike, and he's out.
Yep, it's an important game for him, gotta say. But we were speaking earlier about the interesting choice of colors that they pick. Pink.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit hard to follow the battles sometimes, but pink and purple on creep, not always the best choice.
Yep, and the only thing that would make that worse would be pink and purple on creep on Cloud Kingdom. That would... When it comes to the Roach Infester versus Roach Infester, like 200 maxed out, it's really quite difficult to say exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, well.
Well, so far, both players looking to go hatch first, it appears. Both sending their drones down, so hatch first against hatch first. It's a big map, rush-wise, on the ground, natural to natural. It's pretty far. We talked about it briefly, but if you're just tuning in, the third base is so far away. It's so hard to take. We might see both players just try to put on 2-base aggression and never take that third. Or we might see that Carapace upgrade for DRG. You might go heavy loon aggression at the third. Mutalisks, on the other hand, are really good on this map as well.
Yep, they are. They can be very strong. And as we were saying about that muta versus muta dynamic, if it does come to fruition, then there's a lot of little things that really matter. Like, for example, even just keeping your Zerglings under your Mutalisks, just able to soak up a few of those bounces, can be the deciding factor if you're very similar on Mutalisk counts as well as upgrades.
Yeah, it's true. It's something that a lot of people don't realize or think about. That's why fighting with muta versus muta, the defender usually has a slight advantage because he just literally has more stuff underneath the Mutalisk. With queens oftentimes helping out as well. Identical builders here. Who's going to take the first gas? That's what we're waiting to see, because the player to take the first gas will oftentimes... Actually, they both already took their gas. I was just looking at the production tab like a zombie as we were talking about mutas. But the gas is 20 ahead for DRG, not a huge difference. So neither player is going to be able to run circles around their opponent and try to get scouting information. It's not going to happen on a map of this size.
Yeah, dude, I can forgive you if you're being slightly zombie mode. What time is it currently in Korea? It's pretty early.
It's actually 6:20 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
And this is my second night in a row doing this cast. I had to fill in for day 9. I hope he's feeling better. But he was a little bit sick, so I filled in tonight. Was going to be his cast.
Yep. He was coughing quite a lot when we were casting, and yeah, now just recovering, getting better. So wish you all the best to Mr. Sean, as we do have the Bailey Nest going down for Stephano in a quite interesting place, actually. But now that I look at it, it's actually pretty clever, because it limits from the other side exactly what it would do had he placed it in the normal position, like you would on Antigua Shipyard, for example. But this limits quite nicely if he completes the wall off, that is.
Yeah, it just goes to show that Stephano really knows what's up, even though this is not a map that he would normally play on. That's a map that's used usually these days, and only the GSL. Obviously, IronSquid is using it as well. It's not a popular map in international tournaments just yet. He knows what's up. By the way, both players making a ton of lings right now. So usually one player does this, the other player defends. It's very rare to see both players go for a big ling attack. I'm really curious to see how this one is going to line up and who's going to take the better engagement in the middle of the map.
You know, I would love to see this end up in the weirdest base trade of all time, but I don't think that's going to happen. That would be so kooky. But for now, we do have Stephano trying to run back. There's just lings everywhere. 1 or 2 aimless banelings walking about as well. This is pretty hard to follow.
Yeah, there's a lot of lings here, and it's hard to tell whose lings are whose. Well, that queen goes down by a baneling hit. And at this point, Stephano seems to be definitely on the defensive. He will actually clean this up, but he's the one who takes more losses here.
Yeah, with it being near his base, all of the engagements. Now this gives DRG a little bit of time to recoup losses and get his spine crawler up, get a few baneling connections if these Zerglings overstep the mark, but he doesn't have that much SimCity to deal with. It's natural.
Yeah, and DRG lost a lot more during that trade. I feel like it was better for him, obviously, because he killed the queen. But on the other hand, this is a position where Stephano could do some counter pressure damage. Nice baneling hit for DRG right now. He needs to defend here.
DRG's got a few banelings morphing in. Stephano kills them off. The Zerglings still dancing around, trying to find an avenue to do some damage. Stephano morphing in 2 banelings right behind the mineral line, but the Zerglings can start cleaning them up. 1 baneling's going to try and sneak through. It gets killed off, but at the cost of a lot of Zerglings. And for now, I guess everything just stabilizes.
Yeah, I mean, total units lost, 44 versus 47. If you look at it that way, it's pretty close. And if you look at total units or resources lost, you can see just slightly more cost efficient for DRG. And both players go into layers at almost exactly the same time.
Yep.
So this is shaping up to be really interesting. They're both doing all the gases.
Yeah.
We may see both go mutas. It's really quite possible.
Yeah, it is, especially with no Roach Warren down just yet. Ooh, but DRG throws down an Evolution Chamber, and he is going to go for the Roach Warren as well. Oh, DRG spoiling all the fun. And where is Stephano? What is Stephano up to? Yeah, well, no tech just yet.
Yeah, his lair is about to finish. He goes and checks, makes sure DRG does not have fast third. Lair is done for Stephano. What's it going to be? Spire.
DRG, goddammit. Oh well. We'll have to resign ourselves to the fact that we have 1 player going Mutalisks against the Roach Infester play here. That Infestation Pit is actually coming out at a great time here for DRG, because he'll have Pathogen Glands done as the Mutalisks should be, heading in there, or at least just after.
Yeah, this is true. +1 coming out for DRG is Roach Speed. The mutas are great on this map. I really like the choice. It's good to go for the mutalist attack at the third base with lings, try to force your opponent's third down. You get ahead an economy, then you use that economy to build up your infestor count. You also know that your opponent's infestors can't counterattack you as easily since the map is so big. But because the map is so big, it also makes it so the mutas do take a little bit of time to get over to the third base, as well as lings. We have a really big attempt here for Stephano to attack this base without his mutalist. DRG making banelings defensively right on top of the attack. He really needs to defend this base, and Stephano committing really heavily to this attack.
That's a lot of banelings.
Great baneling hits.
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of the Zerglings, and for now DRG does have a few more Zerglings waiting in tow. The 8 Mutalisks are now on the way. Pathogen Gland started a little bit later than I was expecting it to, as it does take about 80 seconds to work up and get good to go. But for now, DRG retains his base, and Stephano, he's trying to scramble to get his up and running.
And DRG did send an Overseer in the main to see the Spire, so he knows what's coming. At this moment in time, the creep that's spread between the 2 bases is going to help him get his queens over there if he wants them. He's already got the Spore Crawlers going up. Stephano was able to do a lot with his banelings, but he wasn't able to actually kill the hatchery, so DRG is going to be able to start mining from that. He has a Spore Crawler going up and ready. This is such a critical moment in this game. Stephano needs to do damage to these Mutalisks, especially since he's skipping the Overlords for now. He's going right for the hatchery. Spore Crawler is about to finish. There's only a Spore there, though. Needs to move some queens over, and he's starting to lose units.
I'm surprised at how much actually, the little bit of damage that Stephano got, considering that DRG spotted that Spire quite a while ago with his Changeling and Overseer.
Oh, the Fungals! Oh, 1 Fungal goes down, he hits the mutas.
Will he be able to chain? He doesn't actually have any more infestors
Yeah,
there.
he lost the infestors underneath the mutas. That's a great trade for Stephano.
And for now, the Lings are actually running in here. Stephano putting on tons and tons of pressure. Another queen. Wait, why was there a queen there? Oh no,
Yeah, it got killed.
Yeah, okay. It looks to me, the angle made it look as if the roaches were attacking the queen, and I was like, Stephano had a queen there? And it's like, wait a minute, no. It was just the Zerglings being taken out by the roaches, but, you know,
yeah.
Stephano here trying to find some way to do damage with these mutas, but he still has not killed the third or even done damage properly.
Exactly, but he has his own third mining, and DRG doesn't have gases up on his third, so Stephano getting a little bit of additional gas that he can use to catch up with the infestors. But he's a little bit behind in tech as far as the infestation pit goes, as far as the Roachborn goes. He's getting double upgrades right now, whereas DRG is going for +2. Does not have Carapace. And, I mean, just imagine how terrible it would have been for Stephano if not only had he lost those mutas, but the infestors for DRG survived. Since he killed 2 infestors and his mutas are still alive, he can go and hunt down overlords, which he's doing right now. Stephano is, I would say, a little bit behind in some ways in this game, but he definitely has a few cards up his sleeve.
Yeah, he does. He has the fact that he's controlling the map very, very well against DRG right now. That's going to lend a very, very good stance to Stephano whilst he tries to tech up to roaches and infestors, but meanwhile, DRG, in that regard, is going to be one step ahead at any given point with that Hydralisk Den now going down. He didn't end up committing a ton of gas to the transition of Spire, so as such, I don't know. I still think DRG, he has the edge, especially with the composition.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. He's building the better infestor count right now, and totally is about to go up to 11, whereas Stephano is just now getting his pathing lands out. Nice little attack here by DRG. It's more positional than anything else, moving across the map, just trying to gauge what Stephano is doing. Now he sees Stephano's roaches. Stephano's Mutalist splits to go and hunt for overlords is actually scary. It's like watching the monkeys from Wizard of Oz go out. When I just saw that Mutalist split across the map, I was inspired, really. He's just so good at going and cleaning things up, trying to find overlords, trying to clean up any additional lings that Donargu might be sending across the map. And he has his 4th base up first, so he's denying his opponent's information about this 4th, and at the same time, keeping the lings off his back.
Yeah, it's really, really well done here right now as he goes once again for a little bit of a counter into his opponent's main, trying to find a little bit of damage where he can, but just holding Stephano back so profusely here. And, you know, Stephano trying to, well, he's getting 11 infestors out, but they'll still not have enough energy in comparison to the energy accrual here that we're seeing already of DRG now moving into position to go for some kind of assault potentially, as he claims the middle ground with an infested Terran.
Yeah, infested Terran and Hydra's cleaning up for DRG over there. He's trying to face an engagement against these mutas, takes out a few of them, but Stephano's not going to want those mutas for too much longer anyways. They're not really useful for fighting. DRG going for a big push here. Can Stephano hold this base? It was a bit of a risk. He took this as infestor count way behind because DRG had his infestation pit so much longer. He drops all the infested Terrans. Stephano is in trouble here.
That's a massive deal. The fact that he had so much energy in comparison to Stephano, all of those infested Terrans working so fantastically here for DRG, and he retains just a few of his roaches as well. There are more roaches on the way here for Stephano, but DRG is 50 supply up right now on his opponent. It's going to be so difficult for Stephano to constantly hold with all of these roaches and hydras on the way.
Yeah, and he's losing a lot of his infestors. No, Stephano does not have enough of gas to actually remax here, whereas on the other hand, DRG is able to remax really nicely. He's getting that Carapace upgrade out, and DRG, with all of his infestors still alive, wants to push forward here. He's got a lot more fungal. Stephano is in trouble. He needs more time to get a defense out.
DRG is just not going to give it him at all. Stephano is on the ropes. Congrats, good luck. That is it. DRG is the last player here for IronSquid Chapter 2 to advance on to Paris.